Sankar.
You can start.
Sure.
Whatever you had given the questions, I went through everything.
Okay, you can get mute. I'll go and share my screen. Okay. Couple of things I would like to introduce. One, for sure you already know what is the purpose of Git. It is source code management tool to make different people in the team to collaborate, create code, and then collaborate, and then push it to the. Can you please mute yourself?
Sure, sure.
People start writing the code and start reviewing the code and then merge and then save it in a repository. Correct? That is what is the purpose of Git. Purpose of GitLab CI. It is to GitLab is to just store the repository, store the files, store your source code. Whereas GitLab CI is to do a CI/CD. That is for CI is for build, CD for deployment. Any questions on the procedure of CI/CD? This is one of the fundamental DevOps work or DevOps rule. Managing the CI/CD, creating the CI/CD pipeline, troubleshooting the CI/CD pipeline. So with respect to Git, GitLab CI, source code management tool, any doubts?
No, Sankar.
You can mute, I mean, as soon as you, because there's a lot of noise I'm hearing. Okay, so moving on to the next one. So Terraform. What is the purpose of Terraform? Create infra. Correct? So what do you normally do? You start writing the code so that it is your tool, infrastructure as code tool. That is your Terraform. Why it is called infrastructure as code tool is why it is called as infrastructure as code tool is whatever resources that you want to create, say compute, storage, database, and networking. So networking is VPC, DB is RDS, storage is S3 EBS, S3 EBS, compute is nothing but EC2. All of these resources, whatever you want to create to deploy any application, to deploy any app, all of these resources need to be created in AWS cloud or any cloud, depending on your organization. Correct? So you don't need to go on. So you want the preferred method is not AWS console. You will not prefer AWS console. Why? You will end up losing a lot of time. Losing a lot of time. What else? Inconsistency. Inconsistency. What else you have a problem? No guarantee who creates it, who removes it. So there is no track. No way you can track. Correct? Any questions up until this point?
You mean to
No,
say
Shankar. And
directly we can install from Terraform this DB or suppose Windows or uh, any JDK.
Can you repeat?
You mean to say that without login AWS we can install from Terraform all the softwares.
Exactly. So for Terraform, you require a Terraform software on Windows. So for example, if you are using Windows or any operating system for that matter, you can install Terraform and you can use the shell. In our Windows case, it will be Git Bash. Git Bash is this one, your terminal. Then you start writing the Terraform code. That will ultimately create resources in AWS Cloud. How? So here now, uh, if you think about the Terraform workflow, Terraform init, plan, and apply. This will create resources. However, before that, what you need to do is you need to write all the code for your infra must be written, and you should configure access key, secret key. So this information can be used to log into AWS console, log into AWS account, and create resources. Okay. So the code that you're writing, the Terraform code that you're writing, right? It can be any resource. It can be RDS. It can be um, Route 53. You just need to maintain a. You just need to maintain a branch. It could be your main or master, or your feature branch, or your hotfix, or your release branch, depending on how the team is, how the organization is structured. This will go through Git, and there'll be a source code management, and there'll be versions, and you just need to use If it is a GitLab, you just need to use GitLab CI pipelines. It'll be a dot GitLab -ca.yml file. In that you will have stages like maybe 1, 2, 3 like that. It will get executed, and finally you will get the infrastructure deployed on your resources in how it is
Yes.
managed and how templates, say how templates are being called. See here templates is like slightly advanced. We will use templates at some places, but will not be using templates very heavily because it is mostly meant for organization. I'll give you examples about how to use templates. We'll have to again use versions. Again, templates need to be managed in Git repository to maintain versions. So these versions, these templates will be referenced inside our Terraform code. It may be a little overhead for you if I explain everything, but have some understanding that it is like a import that you do in Python to import a module, right? Similar to that, you'll have to import some of the templates into your Terraform code. That will take a particular version of template and start using the template to create resources.
Yeah, sure. Got it, Shankar.
Okay. Sure. With that, I'll probably stop the Terraform introduction, Terraform basics especially. I'll go through a few questions. Manoj, can you explain what are the different stages in Terraform workflow?
Actually, whatever understand till now, Terraform means ki, we can create a resource whatever we required, and that is also we will use through the CLI command like GitLab, sorry, Git Bash.
No. Okay. Just one correction. You can
Hmm.
use CLI interface. It is not CLI commands.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
CLI interface means GUI, right?
So the CLI interface is nothing but Git Bash.
Git Bash.
Where
So Git Bash two things here. One GUI is there, or one command line is also there.
only command line.
Okay. And from Terraform, we can handle the AWS things like creating the installing the DB or window or whatever required software like JDK,
Just for example.
right? Hello.
Yes, you hear me? Manoj, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What are the different stages of Terraform workflow?
Different.
Yeah, different stages of Terraform workflow is we need to initialize first.
Uh,
So Terraform init will be there, and then that will initialize the configuration files and also the plugins. So it can have the different plugins, and then we'll move to validate. So we will validate the Terraform code in terms of the syntax and also the identification. It has to follow the proper syntax structure. There should not be any error in the syntax and all. So that is there. Then we'll generate the Terraform plan. That would be the next step, where it will generate list of the resources which are going to be provisioned, how they are going to be provisioned, what all changes will be made. So those all maps, it will be there, and we can check. It will give a blueprint of what the next command is going to provision when we hit the Terraform apply, and then we move to Terraform apply, where it will start provisioning the infra. Um,
So
with
this is called
yeah.
provisioning the infra. So this is very important word. Provisioning the infra is very typical DevOps term. So when
Mhm.
somebody asks you provisioning the infra, like that you should say. You should not say I was creating the infra. If you say
No.
provisioning the infra, it will make more sense for a DevOps
Yes.
engineer.
Sure. Sure. Sankar, yeah.
Okay. So with that, uh, I would like to pause for a couple of minutes. I would like to ask you if you have any questions.
Till here I'm fine. Um, unless
Okay.
you.
So I just want to see whether Ranjit by any chance joined. No. Okay. Not it. I hope he is not in the Google Meet and waiting for me.
No, he messaged in chat. He will
Oh,
not join today.
sure. Um, okay, I'm going back to the draw notes. Okay, the architecture I would like to quickly explain by showing the the PPT.
So, Sankar, whenever we make any changes to main.tf, every time we make any changes to main.tf, we will have to do the Terraform init.
Um, it is always better to do a Terraform init and then do a plan.
Okay.
Actually, sometimes depends on what resources you are trying to create, right? I mean, you don't need to go for a init. Your plugins are already initialized unless you are adding something new, like
Mhm.
all of a sudden, I mean, if you're adding some new resources, you may have to, which is there, which was not there in the older version of the plugin, then you may have to do a Terraform init.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I would like you to quickly verify these things whether you have all the stuff with you on your laptop. Can you quickly check whether you have?
Yesterday I had raised with my local IT team in my organization for installing Terraform and AWS CLI. So they are on it. They will give the permissions. I will be able to install that one. Rest this I have the AWS account set up. I am user is created, and then GitLab account. I need to create actually somewhere, and Git Bash I have installed, and yeah. So do we need to have putty also here?
No putty at all.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Okay. But I hope by tomorrow I'll be definitely ready with complete end-to-end setup of all the installations.
okay. Okay, you can go on mute for now. Manoj, if you have any doubts with respect to the public key and private key file.
No, no. I already created this all the setup.
Okay. And I'll move on to the next.
So in that, could you please explain, uh, like, go back? Uh, Here some T2 dot micro or SG or these things.
Okay, right.
So
Okay. Where exactly you see this? Okay, T2.micro, right? Okay. So when you are
like
creating a
like that, whatever term you have used, from starting. So once, could you please explore?
so GitLab account creation, that we have already done it, and then creating a DevOps group is also we have done it already. Create projects, that also we have already done it. Some other projects we have created already. Uh, with respect to the git clone command, that is to clone the repository which is in the remote to the local machine. See, normally you would have cloned it simply by using Git GUI. There is a Git GUI available. Using that you will normally do it. But from our class, we'll not be using any of the GUI interface. It will be mostly command line interface. You'll have to make sure copy the repository name. Dollar is mentioned here just to get the name of the variable. Git clone your repository name. That will download the code from your remote to the local machine. And you should have your public key copied to your remote server, your GitLab server, so that you can do a passwordless authentication. You can do git push and pull. And again, when you write your Terraform code, you will end up creating Amazon Linux instances or Ubuntu Linux instances by setting T2.micro or T3.micro, which is the very smaller version, the very basic version for your instance. It won't be smaller than this. It is a very minimal one, which is free tier. Plus SG is nothing but security group, which allows traffic inside and which allows traffic outside of your network. That is nothing but your VPC. So VPC, you have to define the security group so that what network can come inside, what network cannot come inside. At the same time, what is the different? I mean, whether every network, every traffic can go outside, or only few traffic can go outside. Usually, for the outgoing traffic, we'll have rules like this: 0.0.0. That means all the traffic will be allowed outside, whereas the incoming traffic will be blocked for a particular IP address, or incoming traffic will be allowed for a particular IP address. Here, port number 22 is for SSH connections. Okay. Any questions?
No, Shankar.
No, Shankar, it's pretty clear.
The IAM user creation we have already seen. We are using access key and secret key to configure AWS CLI as well as to run Terraform. For both purpose, we are using the access key and secret key.
And this one, default VPC or public subnet default or enable public IP.
Okay. Okay. See, there are, okay, I'll just open note here. So you need, in your AWS cloud, you will need a network of resources, otherwise I would say. So this is called your VPC. VPC, the expansion is virtual private cloud. Okay, that is called VPC. Your AWS cloud, right? What is this? What is this cloud? It is a public cloud. That means anyone can access this cloud, correct? In that, we are creating a virtual private cloud, which is nothing but a dedicated and secure network within your AWS cloud. Here, you will have subnets, gateways, route tables, RT, I'll put it as RT, route tables, routing rules, and NAT gateway. These are all the very basic things which are required. We have even more than this. So this is a pretty minimum requirement for a VPC. There is a default VPC and there is a custom VPC. If you go to any AWS account, any region, there is like 172.00 something to this kind of range will be there. That is a default VPC. You are not supposed to delete at any point in time the default VPC. So you never delete it. You always keep the default VPC. If you want a custom VPC, you are supposed to create something like this 10.0.0 0.0/16 or 24. Depends on what is the requirement. We'll talk about CIDR. We'll talk about CIDR. What is CIDR expansion?
Classless inter-domain routing.
Classless inter-domain routing. So you see that, right? We call it as routing. For example, I'll give you one more example here. So there is a traffic coming from one particular road, right? And there are two roads which are splitting. There is one more road which is going straight. So you probably do that. It is a one way. This is only direction this way. This is only direction this way. You are routing the traffic to go this way and come back this way. Correct? So that is what is called routing. How many vehicles can go this way? How many vehicles can come back this way? All of the rules that you define in the routing rules. Routing tables is all about whether it is a one-way traffic or it is a two-way traffic, whether it is a restricted traffic only for two-wheelers, whether only for the buses. Like that, you start writing the route table. So route tables and route rules are always interconnected. It is a single piece, but you will have two different entity over here. So when we talked about CIDR, we'll probably say um, what is the range that you want to create. If you want to create 256 IP addresses, it will be 10.10.0.0 slash 28 or something. So when you say 28, it is calculated like 2 to the power 32 minus 2 to the power 28. That becomes 2 to the power 4. 2 to the power 4 means 16. So 256 means, I mean, it will be 20, 24. It will become 2 to the power 8 and it will become 256 IP addresses. Okay, with respect to the fundamentals, the VPC, networking, CIDR, I think I have covered whatever is required. Any questions from anyone?
I'm able to follow through.
Okay, sure. So I'll,
Yes, I am good.
okay, I'm just going back here. We are about to talk. We should talk about AWS CLI and different blocks in Terraform. So I'll just continue with that. Okay. Okay. Can you quickly run this on your terminal and show me the output? One of you can share his screen.
Okay, I am sharing.
Sure. Okay. Just give me a quick minute. I'll just quickly explain this one. What are the two different operations that you can normally do on a particular system? What are the two major operations that you can think of? One is read. Another one is
Right.
okay. What are the different things that you can think of read when you want to, when you have only permission to read? What are the different things you can do? List, get, correct? Respect to write.
Yes.
Respect to write. What are the different things that you can do?
Update.
Can update. Yeah.
Create, update, modify,
Yeah.
and delete. Okay. When you are doing anything from AWS CLI, you have an option to do any of these operations: create, update, modify, delete, or list, get, and describe. Okay. So here, okay, here you have AWS S3 ls command, which is the list. AWS AC to describe instances, which is again a read operation. What is this operation? AWS S3 API create bucket. That's a write.
This will create the bucket.
Will create a bucket. This is a write operation.
Right. Yeah, right.
So what is this AWS S3 RB?
I
That is
think
a
this.
remove bucket. That is also a write operation because you have.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the format that we write our Terraform configuration is HCL, which is nothing but HashiCorp, which is the company which owns Terraform, HashiCorp configuration language. When we say configuration, it means the configuration of a particular operating system. It could be just a simple configuration, or it could be something related to very in-depth configuration also, like creating network resources, creating, modifying some uh, the key permissions and things like that. So when the purpose of creating HCL is to create resources, the different type of tools that are supported are Ansible, so Ansible, sure why it is behaving this way. You have something like Ansible, Terraform, Chef, Puppet. Different tools are available for your infra creation. That is like your configuration language. The different stages of workflow: init, validate, plan, apply, and destroy. Destroy, what is the purpose of destroy? To remove the resources.
To remove or delete the resources.
Yeah.
So you'll be writing a block of code here. The most fundamental block is the provider block, which it tells you which cloud you are connecting to. Then you have a resource block. What are the resources that you want to create? And you are going to use access key and secret key for your authentication. And Terraform uses the configuration that you provided through AWS configure command. Okay.
We are storing in Hasika Vault what I see in my organization, or we can also use the AWS Secrets Manager, Sankar.
Yes. AWS Secrets Manager we can use, or we can also use IAM role. Uh, in our class, we'll be learning only to store it in the local machine.
Okay.
But when it comes
But
to GitLab CI,
but when we want to refer those secrets in our main.tf file, so there we will use it the environment variable, right?
we
To,
don't have environment variable. But if it
okay.
is a GitLab CI, we can store that information in the, yeah, correct. I mean, we'll have to use environment variable when we store it in the GitLab variables. There
Okay.
are few things that you can store in GitLab.
We got it.
GitLab variables it is called.
Okay. Anyway, you are going to walk through that setup and
Correct. So AWS S3 MS, AWS instances, AWS S3 API create bucket, all of these things you are going to give it a try now. Now you can go quickly share your screen. Manoj, you can share your screen and get started.
Okay, sharing this.
Sure. Okay. Good.
Are you able to see my screen?
yes, Manoj, I can say.
Okay.
Control C.
I'm stuck in, sorry, starting 1 second. Okay.
AWS space S3 LS. This is a command to see the list of buckets in a particular region in your account. Okay, enter.
Yeah, entered. It is taking time. Yeah.
It is able to fetch the bucket and then list it for you. You can say AWS S3, just use up arrow, remove LS, S3 API, no space. S3 API. S3 API. No. AWS S3 API. It's a API call.
AWS S3 API.
Create-bucket.
Hmm. Hello.
Give a space character.
Huh?
Give a space character. Dash bucket. Bucket.
Hmm.
Space. Manoj dash 123 dash test.
Okay.
Do hyphen test.
Is it
Enter.
mandatory hyphen test or like that?
It's like when you create a bucket, it asks you unique. Sometimes you know.
Your voice is not coming properly actually.
So is it okay? Better now?
Yeah.
Okay, I think near the mic, I mean, I had put something. That is why I think it was not audible.
Okay.
Um, you have to create a unique name of your bucket because it is a global service. You
Mm-hmm.
would end up having conflicts or maybe duplicates. So that's why I always keep a person name dash 123 or 956 any number dash something so that it is a unique bucket. Just enter
Okay.
to create a bucket for you.
Okay. Error occurred. Invalid create bucket.
Your bucket name capital letter is not supposed.
Your voice is not coming properly.
No,
I think this you have to remove this capital letter M, replace it with
Okay.
lowercase. Yeah.
yeah. See, Manoj, one more thing is when you are when mic is on, right, there is a lot of noise. One of the reasons why you are unable to hear is there is a lot
Mm-hmm.
of
Okay.
mute your phone. Now you let me know whether you are able to hear me. Just maybe just quickly unmute and then tell me.
Yes.
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 Yeah, that means I mean there is definitely a disturbance from your side that is actually causing the problem. Okay.
Okay. So I have entered.
It is basically taking some time to create the bucket. If your internet connection is weak, it will take some time. Is it created now?
No, it is taking time.
I think you have not entered. Can you just enter once again?
No, I already entered.
Yeah,
Okay.
use put dash 3 in the end so that I mean we'll see whether it is getting created quickly. Dash 3 and enter. See, I think it is quick only. There was some other problem. Say now you do AWS S3 LS. Enter. So okay, you are able to see the list of buckets that you created, right? Now what you do is AWS EC2, AWS space EC2, describe dash instances. EC2 space describe dash instances. No space, no space. Okay, this will probably not list anything because I mean you don't have instances running. Once you create instances, you can see that. I think your command is not correct. AWS EC2 describe dash instances. Instances. It must be A, not E. INSTA STAL instances.
CES, it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. CES. CES. Yeah, instance. Okay, fine. Now what you do is you do one thing. Do a VI space. Can you open the credentials file? Do you know how to open the credentials file in your home directory?
No, no.
VI space tilt symbol. VI space tilt slash dot AWS. You putting a dot, right? It should be a hidden file. Yeah. Dot in the front. Dot AWS. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Slash credential. CR tab. Press tab. Okay. Okay. Enter. Now I'm going to showcase or experiment whether your AWS commands are using the access key or secret key or a different configuration. So in the access key, just enter one extra character. Just use up down arrow and press Shift A. Okay. Now press X, capital X or small x. Okay. Escape and save this file. Escape and then colon WQ for save and quit. Okay. Now use up arrow to run the EC2 describe instances. Yeah, run it. It will show you that I mean there is a improper key which is available. Yeah. Now it would say that you have a access key which is not correct. Correct? There is an authentication failure. Okay. Can you go and quickly remove the extra uh, character that you added? Okay, cool. Save this file. Run it once again. Now this time it will complete successfully. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. I think you can stop sharing the screen. This is more than enough for today. Ruturaj, you have any questions?
No, Sankar, I'm clear till here.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Thank you, guys. I'll share my number today. Details for bring the amount. You guys can do it by end of day today or tomorrow morning. Off of the fee, actually.
Okay. Okay.
So, thank
And tomorrow we are going to connect at the same time, Sankar.
you. Yeah, it is the same time.
Okay, great. Sure. So batch size would be the same, Sankar, or we are going to add few more members in this batch?
Only three people are in the evening, not more than three.
Okay, great. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, guys, we'll connect then tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks, Shankar. I'll be ready with the setup and whatever we did today. Whatever Aditya showed on the screen, sir, I will try to repeat those steps.